remember that nothing worth doing is ever easy. You'll have bad moments. You gotta love what you're doing. And if you don't, just do something else. Keep standing up always for your values. Keep loving your country. And one of the most important things, never, ever quit. Never quit. Then ask yourself, what imprint will you leave in the sands of history? What will future Americans say we did in our brief time right here on Earth? Did we take risks? Did we dare to defy expectations? Did we challenge accepted wisdom and take on established systems? In my short time in Washington, I've seen firsthand how the system is broken. A small group of failed voices who think they know everything and understand everyone want to tell everybody else how to live and what to do and how to think. But you aren't going to let other people tell you what you believe, especially when you know that you're right. I know that each of you will be a warrior for the truth, will be a warrior for our country and for your family. I know that each of you will do what is right, not what is the easy way, and that you will be true to yourself and your country and your beliefs. Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who have courage or the guts or the stamina to take it and to do it. It's called the road less traveled.
Good morning, 511 family. So, Kenton, as I was preparing for this morning, I was having a hard time. I always like to find a good opening video that really embodies or encapsulates the way I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. And as I was searching, and it took me a while, I was having a hard time with it, honestly. This video came up, and it reflects a lot of the things that are on my mind, and I'm working on some stuff that I'm going to be bringing to you guys that is really cool. And Kenton doesn't even know about it yet, and Kenton's part of our team. There's only one other person besides me that knows about it. It's going to be an awesome surprise. They will know about it before y'all do, but it's going to be really good. We're going to be bringing some resources for you guys. But nothing worth doing is ever easy, and it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of resources to make this show happen and to do the things that we're trying to accomplish at 511. But we're in a battle for the soul of our nation. And I say this often, and I don't want to sound like a broken drum, but what we're doing and what we stand for is too important. And I remember when this seed was first, maybe not first planted, but reinvigorated and regerminated into my life was a few years ago, January 11th, 2021. And we all remember what was going on around that time. And it came up again this morning. And there's a quote, and this was, prior to this time, I was very silent. I was very silent about my beliefs, very silent about my opinions. I wasn't on social media. And there was a quote that came, and I posted about it. And y'all have heard it. It's by Edmund Burke. And it says, the only thing required for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing. and I knew that God was putting something in my heart that I had to do something, and that's why we're here at 511. So as I was, continuing to think, yes, we have a voice. God's given me a voice. Thank God that He's given me a voice, and I don't do this for the fame or the fortune or any of those things. I do it because I care about the direction our country's heading, because I'm a father and I'm a husband and I'm a man, and God has called each of us to be a leader. And I was thinking about what more can I do? And God's given me some things, and those are some of the things that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys as we go forward. But uh, we're putting together some resources for you guys that I think you will find valuable. And I want to say hi, first of all, to all of our viewers. We got quite a few viewers this morning. And if you're there, what's up, Timothy? Thank you for your engagement. Um, I want to make a point to say we do take your comments. We do answer your questions live on the air. So we want to engage with you guys because this is a live show, and that's the privilege God's given us of doing a live show. So, but we're going to be bringing some resources to you guys that is going to prepare and help us for the upcoming election and beyond. But again, nothing worth doing ever came easy. And you're going to face great opposition. And we have. In fact, we've faced great opposition even just this week. Some of our team members have come under opposition, both spiritually, physically, mentally, and otherwise. And one of the things I tell the people that are around me, and if you're watching this is for you too. If you're doing good things, if God's moving and you're leading, make sure that the people around you are prayed up, and make sure that you as a leader are praying for them. Because while God has called us as leaders to do certain things, and we're prayed up and we're equipped, we have a hedge of protection around us. We need to make sure that we're praying that same hedge of protection around those around us. Because remember, we're not fighting a war against flesh and blood. Even though we talk often on this show about left versus right, Democrat, Republican, red, blue, all this stuff, the real war is against spiritual forces. So make sure that you guys are bringing your power of prayer to those around you, to those that you're called to lead, as well as those that are leading you. So I just want to give you that encouragement. And Kenton, thank you, Timothy. Psalms 91. Yep. Kenton, you're my brother. I always love doing this stuff with you. I don't get to do it often enough with you, but thanks for being here, man. And that's worked my heart this morning.
Morning. No, absolutely. Oh, man. Came out of prayer this morning myself, and then just the in this video that you just played, it actually lines up with what I personally was praying. I was like in warrior mode. The Bible says when the enemy comes in like a flood, God will raise up a standard, and the standard that God is raising up is, men and women of God that are not gonna bow their knee to Baal. They're not gonna bow their knee to the enemy's plans and stuff like that. They're gonna take off, and they're gonna do exactly what God's calling them to do, and they're gonna be relentless. They're not gonna stop. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it and do it big. And it's a lot of things. If it's almost like one of the things I've learned with one of my mentors is you got to treat life sometimes like a garden. And what happens is, you have a garden, whatever you want to see grow, you got to plant it. So if you want good to grow, you have to plant good seeds. But of course, same thing, if you don't, plant good seeds, and good things are not going to grow. Same thing applies to evil. Weeds they just grow anywhere. And if we don't get out in the garden and get in our communities and get in our cities and get in our our churches, and every if we don't get out there and work the ground and plant good seeds, and amongst craziness or whatever, then guess what? As you stated earlier, evil will prevail. But that we're not gonna let that happen. Not on our watch. Not on not while there's a Kenton and there's a Mike. and there's a Renata, and there's a Jared, and many other people, and LaDavia, and all the other team members and stuff like that. No, we're not gonna let that happen on our watch, because we got work to do, and we're gonna do it while we're yet alive, and to prepare the ground for other people that's gonna come after us, and continue to carry on the mission and this assignment that God has placed on our lives to do in this hour, because we have to. And that's one of the things I appreciate with President Trump. He's like, he's made it very clear, like, listen, I'm not here doing this for me. The man's a billionaire. He doesn't need to be doing any of this. The man can go be sitting on this island, just relaxing and just having a good old time. But why would somebody with all that money want to spend their time trying to save a country? For what reason? You have everything you need, everything you want and need. You have that. Why are you doing that? And and then that's where you realize it goes beyond you. It goes beyond you. You love what you do so much that it goes beyond you, and you're like, okay, I have to do it. I got to move now, and that's what we know. That's what's happening with us.
And I can answer that question too, Kenton, because I know prior to what we're doing now, we had a successful business. We were doing well, and when you have that conviction in your heart that you see all this stuff going around you, again, we go back to that quote from Edmund Burke: "The only thing required for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing." And when you see all this stuff going on around you, even though you're successful, and I know how Donald Trump feels, because I feel the same way. Had a successful business prior to going into media, and we've received a lot of hate. And I say this often, and I know others around me that don't have as thick of skin, and I just laugh. I'm like, you know what? Hey, if you're hating on me, then I'm doing something right, because I don't want people to like me. I want people to either love me or hate me for what I stand for. And that's number one, Jesus Christ. Number two, my family. Number three, our country. And I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. And Kenton, you've seen it yourself. We've had things just this week, people coming against us, and we have this all the time. We've been deplatformed and everything else. When that conviction inside of you is so strong, and you know that God's calling you to do something, you're either going to obey or you're going to disobey. And man, I would so much rather obey. But if you're out there and you believe in the mission that we're doing, thank you guys for being here and watching. I appreciate every single one of you.
Absolutely.
Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for your support. If you believe in what we're doing, and you truly understand and believe that the upcoming election is one of the most critical times, help us to spread what we're doing. In addition to the resources that we're going to be putting out for you guys very, very soon, when I'll be announcing that in the upcoming shows. Just something as simple as sharing our content with somebody that that you think that this might be impactful for. That would bless the socks off of us, but it would also help move this mission forward. So thank you guys for being here. Also, real quick, want to let you know about some merch that we have. And we created this special for you guys. My beautiful bride actually put this together. We got, bring that up. Brave, Hated, Scorn t-shirts. And we have also some mugs and some sweatshirts, if you guys like those. And you can get that at 511media.co/shop. And then let's see the back. Here we go. In the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce man, and brave and hated and scorned. When his cause succeeds, the brave join, or the timid rather, join him, for then it costs nothing to be a patriot. So, guys, if you believe in what we're doing, spread the word. As we get into today's show even deeper, we're going to be talking about First Amendment, one of the things I believe bigly in, bigly, to borrow a word from Trump. Someone was asking me yesterday, how would you feel about the people that are pushing these vaccines, back in 2020, of course, 2021, people that are pushing the vaccines, wouldn't you be in favor of them being silenced? I'm like, no, because that's written in our Constitution. That's the First Amendment: freedom of speech, freedom of religion, right? So we're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about the Trump and Elon Musk conversation. Phenomenal conversation.
Yes, yeah.
And we're going to talk about the media's reaction to that. Before we do, I would be remiss if I didn't mention our sponsors, Covenant Coffee. Guys, go check them out, covenantcoffee.org. Or if you're in Bakersfield, you can check them out across the street in Mohawk in California or on North Chester. And our second sponsor, this is a big event you guys need to be at. If Darius, give you a second to pull that up. We're ready to go. Nope, next one, other one. Go ahead. Nope, just leave it up. Kenton, go ahead and talk about this one. This is the first one event we have, the Blexit Night of Faith in Philly.
That's right. Everybody out there, listen, on the 14th of September is going to be an amazing event called the Night of Faith. It's basically where you have individuals that are across the community and the city coming together to, number one, lift up the name of Christ, our Savior, and not only that, to share the good news of the kingdom, but also to rally those that are standing up for their family and for faith, for family, and their freedom. Because right now it's under attack. They're attacking our family, they're attacking our faith, and they're attacking our freedom. So these Night of Faith is designed to ignite you and to get you set ablaze to go ahead and share the good news of the kingdom with everybody in your community. We encourage all of you to come out, wherever you are, even if you had to travel, get there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It's an exciting time. And of course, you're going to be, it's just amazing to be with other like-minded individuals and believers that are standing for faith. Now, with that being said, there may be some people out there that may not necessarily agree with what the Night of Faith is and faith, family, and freedom. Bring them anyways, because they need to be converted. Bring them. Bring one, bring them all.
Amen. And our other event, want to let you guys know about. Here we go.
What you represent, your presence here, that the largest multi-day event in conservative grassroots history. Is a message that will be heard by these people. Phoenix, Arizona, people from all over the country.
It's remarkable because it brings everybody
One of
together.
my favorite of the year.
Energy, let us want you to see it.
Stakes are high. We have only begun to fight.
TP USA, one of our biggest sponsors and supporters. Go to that event. You guys are going to be glad you did. A lot of our friends are going to be out there. We're going to be there. Kenton's going to be there. Renata's going to be there. All of our extended 511 media family is going to be there December 19th through the 22nd, Phoenix, Arizona. Right now, you can go to amfest.com and get your tickets at early bird registration half off. I'm not sure when they're going to end that, but they're going to be ending that soon. So you guys want to get out there and check it out. And it's going to be a big old party, a big old celebration. And I know a lot of people are like, well, they're saying Kamala's ahead in the polls and is it going to be a celebration? We're kind of worried about that or whatever. I got a video we'll play real quick for you guys talking about the polls.
Lying, cheating, state-run fake news is in overdrive with this Kamala Harris nonsense. Now, here's what they're doing with the polling. All these polls you see, right? Why are they not coming out on a weekly basis or even daily basis, right? Why are they not doing overnight polls? Because these are not polls. These are fake polls in order to drive a narrative that Kamala Harris is the greatest thing since sliced bread. She got the greatest speeches. Everything is phenomenal. It's all joy. Everybody wants to vote for her. She's winning in every single state. If you look at the crosstabs, it's all lies. We had on Mark Mitchell today. Rasmussen Reports is the only poll company now that I'm relying on because they do polling overnight. They're not controlled by one of the big money media companies like ABC or NBC, CBS, or the New York Times. These are real polls. You look at the Times poll with Sienna, all they're doing is changing the crosstabs. So they lie to you to create a narrative. When they were polling Biden and they wanted Biden to look bad, it was D+2. Then they just changed it to D+5 when Kamala becomes at the top of the ticket. Obviously, it's going to show that she's gained when you're oversampling Democrats and abandoning the polling methodology that you had that's based on the 2022 metrics turnout. Look, the end of the day is we're going to go through 2 more weeks. Just buckle in, buckle tight. You're going to go to the convention. We're going to be there in Chicago every day. All you're going to hear is how wonderful the Democrats are, how brilliant Kamala Harris is, how wonderful Walsh is. This is the joy ticket. This is the best thing ever. Her speech is going to be heralded as it's like Joan of Arc and Margaret Thatcher and Barack Obama all rolled into one. It's going to be the greatest speech in the history of all speeches, even though she read it off the teleprompter. All this is coming, right? But the reality is Trump is still ahead. When you look at the real polling, he's up by 5. He's up in the battleground states. We got to get the vote out. You got to vote early. You got to vote by mail. Nobody's undecided anymore, 2 or 3%. It's all about turnout. It's all about the truth. Thank you.
Guys, we know that the truth is I was having this debate with my wife this morning. Nobody likes Kamala. And she was like, well, somebody's got to like her. Nobody likes Kamala. There's just, and Kenton, we talked about this, prior to the show. Nobody likes Kamala. They just have been indoctrinated and beat into their head. And they have their certain voter blocks that are reliably Democrat because that's what they've been told they're supposed to vote. And that's what they've been told they're supposed to believe. And who are the people? Primarily the minority communities, the blacks, the Hispanics, the women, the homosexuals. But all of these people are coming out and saying they don't like her either. They like Trump. And Kenton, I know that you're part of one of these communities. And I don't look at that, but they do. And you all remember when Joe Biden said, if you ain't black, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What he was really saying is, if you don't vote Democrat, you ain't black, right? But the truth is, the Democrats are the ones that have enslaved the blacks. They're the ones that were fighting against the freedom. They're the ones that put in place the Jim Crow laws. They're the ones that have been fighting against civil liberties for all these years, and yet they're the same ones that are gaslighting the same group of people and telling them what to believe, and they've been falling for it for decades. But they're waking up. So, and Kenton, I'll let you talk about this in just a second, but that group is waking up, and so they're scrambling. What do we do? What do we do? Because we're losing our voters. Well, that's why they have this whole SAVE Act that they're trying to shut down. The SAVE Act is basically let's keep the Constitution in place. Let's not go against our own country. Let's not have non-citizens voting. And the libs are the ones in favor of the same people that shouldn't be voting. They're felons, non-citizens, and minorities. And if Kenton, you remember that from a while back, they wanted to lower the voting age to 16. Well, I'll tell you, the days when they instituted the voting age being 18, it's a different time. Most kids, and I was one of them. Most kids are not as smart as they need to be voting. Frankly, I would say most people are not as educated and informed as they need to be voting. But regardless, they continue to push these agendas of having voters added to the rolls because they're losing it. They're losing the votes. And Kenton, I know you can speak on especially the black communities being told for ages, hey, y'all have to vote Democrat because period. The end. There's nothing behind that statement, right?
Whew, boy, this is such a sensitive topic here. The bottom line is that misinformation. The Bible says you destroy for a lack of knowledge. When you don't know something, you just don't know. And then typically, what most individuals do, they just when they hear information, and a lot of times in the black culture, they'll hear information and then that's what they believe. Your family has been raised with the information. Your friends and all those that are around you all have been shared the same details and stuff. And so a lot of times you're not even tasked to question what's being told to you and stuff. You just go with the flow. You just go with the flow. And then as you get older and you start asking questions and start, saying, okay, what's going on? Why isn't this working here? Or what's going on with this process here? And you're like, okay, something's not adding up. And that was one of those individuals. I kept asking questions. I'm like, okay. And then when you start asking questions, you have those that'll say, stop asking questions. Stop questioning what we're telling you. This is what it is. And you're like, okay, no, this doesn't make any sense. This is not, it's not lining up. And especially as a believer, this doesn't line up. This doesn't make any sense because I'm a believer. I love the Lord. There's some of this information that's being shared to us is not making sense. But the expectation is that, no, we're going to keep you dumb. We're going to keep you in the dark and you're not going to know. And then even when you think you know, we'll even convince you that you don't know because in our opinion, you don't know. And we try to keep you down. We try to keep you not thinking. And I believe that a lot of things that's going on in the media is you're inundated with so much information that you're not able to think for a moment. You're not even able to think for a moment. You're constantly scrambling around and stuff like that because your information is coming and it's coming and it's coming, it's coming and it's coming, and you're not even given a moment to think. But for those out there that are now listening to people that are like ourselves that are up there saying, okay, something is wrong, something is going on. Wait. Something is off. Even to that point, you're like, okay, and I got to do some more investigation for myself. Matter of fact, I was actually talking to one of my family members yesterday, and I was telling them, I said, my wife's been an educator for 20 years, and she told me, in school that the curriculum in the school started to change. She said a lot of teachers that are in school don't read the curriculum, and she was one of the ones that did. She read the curriculum. She goes, and she told me, she goes, Kenton, somebody else is now providing the curriculum. The information is changing. And I said, And she goes, and if this is happening, if I'm reading this and I'm becoming aware of what is being put in this in this book, and they're telling me because they pay me money, how many thousands of dollars to teach this stuff. If I am giving this information to teach these kids this stuff, how many other people out there that are teachers that are not reading it and just sharing information? You're now in the process part of indoctrinating. You're now informing people of information that is not correct, is wrong. And the reason why they want to lower the age for voting is because they know these kids. They know these kids are not studying. They know these kids are not reading and stuff like that. These kids are addicted to watching movies and all this other stuff and video games and stuff like that. They know these children not paying attention. They know not to. So let's target the kids because if we can get the kids while they're young and stuff like that, that means one day they're gonna be a lot older. So that's why the enemy is really targeting this education system because people they're not aware.
Yeah. Well, and so they're trying to, they're trying to silence Trump. They have been for years, and we'll get to more of that in a second. But meanwhile, he's out there talking to everybody, talking to people that are openly hostile to him. On their shows, they're openly hostile to him. They're not disguising it. We talked about a lot of that yesterday. JD Vance is out there talking to everybody. Meanwhile, Kamala is in hiding. She didn't want to talk to anybody. And just recently, and there was a tweet this morning that I saw that Kamala declined an interview with Times. She in that Times, if y'all know, is somebody that is openly hostile towards conservatives, openly embracing towards liberal ideologies, and she's not even talking to them. She's not going on CNN. She's not doing an interview anywhere. And Trump is going on this communist news network. Trump is going in front of crowds that frankly don't like him because he ain't afraid, because everything he has to talk about has substance to it. Meanwhile, they're talking about, and Trump has a plan, and he has a solid plan. And if we get a chance, we'll share that with y'all in a second. The 20-point plan that he's put together that I think y'all will like. Kenton and I have heard it many times, but they discuss Kamala's achievements, and at least Kamala and Karine Jean-Pierre can agree on what her achievements are. We got a video clip to roll on that. Do you have that, Darius? If we could bring that up. Kamala's biggest achievements. It's the next one over.
What does the president see as the vice president's biggest achievement during their time in office together?
So look, because they've been partners, those achievements have been done. Certainly, those historic, unprecedented achievements have been done together. I'll say this: the president believes in the vice president leadership, her temperament, her experience, and he has said this himself. One of the proudest decisions that he made in 2020 was selecting her as vice president because he believed that she can go on day one. And you've seen them do that together on day one of this administration. That doesn't change. I'm not going to parse out anything from here. They have been partners. She's been a critical partner for this president for during this term, and will continue to do so. You will see them together on Thursday in Maryland, where they would talk about their next announcement on lowering costs for the American people.
There's not a specific policy achievement. It's a comprehensive whole.
I would say it's a comprehensive whole.
So her answer was the same as Kamala's was when they asked her, "What's your biggest achievement?" It's a whole mouthful, word salad full of nothing. It's funny to watch Kenton politicians because they're the only ones that can say a whole bunch of words that the ultimate if you boil that down and say you put it in Chat GPT or something, it would like the response would come back and it's got nothing in it because they said they took 10 minutes to say absolutely nothing.
They're literally filling words. Oh boy. With this whole thing with the VP Vice President Kamala Harris, I believe that some of the stuff that's going on is actually strategic too as well. The denying of I'm not going to do an interview and stuff. Because I mean, for her to get where she is, she has to have some kind of some kind of background. The enemy, the same thing they were doing with President Biden. They had the man up there doing different speeches. The man's forgetting stuff and all that. And they had I think it was a plan all along to bring the VPN to run for the presidency. So, so one wonders, okay, what's going on in the background? And one of the things in my my prayer this morning was, I say, Lord, whatever the enemy's planning in the background, rip up the enemy's plans. Enemy's planning. Thank you that your angels are going to be dispatched to handle.
Give him a couple more seconds. All right, looks like we may have lost Kenton again, guys. We do this
going on because.
Oh, here we go. He's back.
Everybody, the narrative is on the same.
That's right. We'll get back to Kenton in a second. It looks like he dropped out. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So we have Kamala. Nobody likes Kamala. Even the people that are voting for Kamala don't like Kamala. But we do have a lot of momentum behind Trump, and we do even in other countries, because y'all remember the interview I did with I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time remembering the name, but I did an interview a couple weeks ago with a friend of mine in Australia. His name's escaping me right now, but we got a video of people in London that have been for President Trump. So go ahead and show that. These people around the world are all in favor of Trump.
Our message to Donald Trump in the United States. Every American who's watching this, your election in November is far bigger than your country. Okay? Donald Trump is needed in this world to bring back peace. The leadership is needed to save the West. All our countries are being flooded. They are destroying our cultures. They're bringing us down. It's an attack on the West. There's only one person who can stop it. You have the opportunity in November with these legends. I have another friend who's American.
So that's people in London. For those of you who couldn't make that out, people in London being in favor of Trump, and they're trying to shut their voices down. And there was major opposition to what happened last night on X, or formerly known as Twitter. The conversation that Trump and Elon Musk had, and even before it came out, there was not that one. There was people trying to stop it, and we have a video. This one Terrence Williams posted a video showing that they were trying to stop this from happening even before it was released. Go ahead and pull it up if we have it.
I think that misinformation on Twitter is not just a campaign issue; it's a America issue. What role does the White House or the president have in sort of stopping that, or stopping the spread of that, or sort of intervening in that? Some of that was about campaign misinformation, but it's a wider thing, right?
Yeah, no, and you've heard us talk about this many times from here about the responsibilities that social media platforms have when it comes to misinformation, disinformation. Don't have anything to read out from here about specific ways that we're working on it, but we believe that they have the responsibility. These are private companies, so we're also mindful of that too. But look, it is. I think it is incredibly important to call that out as you're doing. I just don't have any specifics on what we have been doing internally as it relates to the interviews, and that's something that I'm tracking, and I'm sure the president's not tracking it either.
These are private companies, so we're mindful of that. What she's meaning there, reading between the lines, the Constitution prohibits us from being able to shut down private companies because we haven't got that far into this socialist utopia, the communist utopia that they're trying to push, and so they can't do anything about X. But they were trying, and there was even if you guys were paying attention, you guys seen there was a big DDoS attack. And for those in IT that know what DDoS is, basically they flood their servers with a bunch of data. Basically, I'm trying to make it more layman's terms here, but they flood their servers so that they can't get people on, and it got delayed because of that. So there was people actively attacking. There's people in Congress actively attacking, trying to shut the voices down. They weren't successful, but the reason they're trying to do this is because, again, nobody likes Kamala and nobody wants her to talk and nobody wants Trump to talk because they know both of them will change people's minds. Trump will change people's mind to not believe the narrative that the mainstream media is trying to push, that everything that they're telling you, that the conservatives, the Republicans, that we all stand for, is everything they're actively doing right now. But we're not paying attention because we just believe the sound bites that we hear. We just believe the little bit we're being told. And the truth is they're actively trying to shut him down because they don't want him to change your mind. But they also are actively trying to keep her shut up because they don't want you to them to change your mind about her, because less people will like her, less people will vote for her if they knew the truth. So we have all this going on. Meanwhile, Kamala sent out an email yesterday. Did you see this, Kenton? They sent out an email yesterday. Basically, can we pull that up? Can we pull that up, Darius? I'll share with you guys what they said. But we have that, and if you can't pull it up, I'll pull it up on my phone here. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay. So what she said was the richest person in the world is a lackey for Team MAGA. it makes someone a lackey just because they're able to think for themselves, claiming that Musk was using his vast fortune and broad reach to try to control our democracy. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second here. They keep using this word. There's a reason they keep using this word, democracy. We do have a democratic vote, but we're not in a democracy. We're in a constitutional republic, and there's a big difference between the two. The reason, and we can get into the details on this, and I'll put I'll share some stuff on our X account. By the way, if you guys aren't following us on X, it's at Real Mike Harvey. You guys can go over there and follow us over there. We put out a lot of stuff over there because we get censored on the other platforms, just like all the other guys. And on X, we don't get censored as much. And we were censored just yesterday. Go ahead and pull that up, Darius. Yeah, we got removed from TikTok because of some of the information we shared, which nothing I said, by the way, if y'all go back to tomorrow's show or yesterday's show, was non-factual. And if you have a clip that they took down, nothing I said was non-factual, but they don't like it, so they're going to take it down. Why? Because TikTok is run by the Chinese government. By the way, if y'all didn't know that, most of y'all probably knew that, but they say he's using his vast fortune to try to control our democracy. Again, we don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. And the second thing they said is Musk ruined Twitter. Well, first of all, it's not Twitter anymore, it's X. But that saying that the Tesla CEO was allowing disinformation and free speech to spread across the platform. Why? Because for the First Amendment, free speech is under attack. They don't want us to have the right to say whatever we want. The Constitution says not only do we have the right, it's a God-given right, and the Constitution isn't there to grant us that right. The Constitution is there to protect the people from the government trying to take away the God-given rights. So keep that in mind also, right? We don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. The Constitution is there to restrict the government, not to restrict the people. We have freedom, we have God-given rights, and they're trying to take it away. So remember this in November, guys, because this is one of the most important elections. And we say that every 4 years, but as it continues to go on, every 2 years, every time there's an election, we say that. This is one of the most important elections of our lifetime. And the next one might possibly be even more important. But right now, this is the most important one. So, Darius, do you want to share the 20 pillars from Trump? Because I want you guys to see this too, and we'll go ahead and go through. I can't even read that. I'm going to bring it up on my phone, but it's on the screen for y'all to see. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, this is the joys of going live here. So number 1, seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Number 2, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. They're getting rid of the liberal voters. No wonder they're trying to stop them. Number 3, end inflation and make America affordable again. We saw a video my wife shared, Kenton, this morning about the liberals were trying to claim that they have lowered inflation.
Oh my good
time high that they created, but it's still higher than it was whenever Trump was in office. Number 4, make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. Number 5, stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. Number 6, large tax cut for workers and no tax on tips. Kamala came out the other day trying to claim that she's the one who said no tax on tips. First of all,
I saw that.
Again, we said this yesterday. Kamala's the one who got that law passed. She's the one who was the deciding vote to deliver it to Biden's desk, by the way. Now she's trying to take credit for something that was Trump's idea in the first place. She's just going wishy-washy on everything. Number 7, defend our Constitution. Remember, I just said Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. And it goes on. There's 13 more points here. But guys, remember, this is the election of our lifetime. There's issues on the ballot, and again, we're going to be putting out some stuff that I think is going to help equip and prepare you and help give you some tools on what to do. Kenton, you're going to like this stuff. You're going to love it. But guys, Kenton, I know we're about to wrap the show up here. So go ahead and jump in with some final words here.
I'm going to talk about, and I just saw our sister here, LaDavia, had made a comment regarding when I started talking about the enemy. The enemy doesn't want us to stop doing. The enemy wants us to stop doing what we're doing, but we're not going to stop. We're not going to back down. We're going to be relentless. As President Trump has laid out these things that he said he's going to do, a statement was made that, promise given, promise kept. And so in the Bible talks about the God's promises are yea and amen. His promises never fail. He never fails, period. Never, ever, 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 ever. And because we are his children and we're submitted unto him, we don't fail either. We win. Well,
Amen.
Kenton, what are you talking about? No. You missed what I'm saying. We win. We don't stop. We win. We are more than conquerors. Okay. So yes, all these different things and attacks are happening, and people have their agenda and their plans and what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, and so on and so forth. And that's why we are the enemy. Doesn't like the mere fact that we have a relationship with Christ, and that he gives us his Holy Spirit so he can give us the strategy and how to address the enemy and how to take the enemy out. And so we will not be quiet. We won't be silent. And we're going to stand in the midst of everything that's going on. We're going to stand for truth. We're going to stand for righteousness. And we're going to see God do some amazing things. I'm telling you right now, and I told Mike this earlier. Mike, we talked about this earlier. Man, something big is about to happen.
That's
Big.
right.
You're like, no, you don't know. You don't understand. No, something big is about to happen. Something big is about to take place. And a lot of lives are going to be changed. And for those of you that have decided to make the decision to put your foot in the game and get in the game and start getting out there and speaking truth and standing up in the midst of adversity and pain, God bless you. Because God is your strength and he's your portion, and he's going to protect you, he's gonna lead you and guide you into all truth. And nothing's going to stop you. Nothing's going to listen. President Trump nearly got assassinated, pretty much, almost. Man, it's at the right time. You can't make that stuff up. You can't make that stuff up. And then all the opposition, why are you trying to, why do you want to take down somebody from saying something? Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to, let's shut down information. Let's make sure that this doesn't get out. Because if they hear this, they're going to get set free. Oh, that's it. If they hear this information, they're going to get set free. That's it. So we got to make sure they don't hear it. And if it really and truly, if it wasn't that serious, then they wouldn't be attacking the way they're attacking, because they know that information that we're sharing is true. So we just got to stick to it, never stop, never give in, and keep on winning.
That's right. That's right. So, guys, I'm pretty certain that every single person that's watching this right now is going to vote. What I want to encourage you guys is to find the people around you and find as many of them as you can. Let's shoot for 10 people that we can call, email, send a text message to, encourage them to get out and vote, because we need this election, we need this win to be too big for them to steal. Guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day. God bless.